Hello everybody, and welcome to episode 1 of my new Songs of Syx gameplay series, Wood and Stone. I'm Icon, and in this series we're going to build up a new city, and for this city my plans are quite simple. We're going to build one with Cretonians and Dondorians together, hence the name Wood and Stone, because these are basically, well, they don't look quite elven, but they are as elven as you can get in this game. They are vegetarian, they love trees, they love a lot of things that are different from other races. Especially the round rooms will be fun. And the Dondorians on the other side are as dwarven as it can get. As you see here, they prefer everything inside mountains. Mountains are king. And now let's have a look at the map that I've chosen. So we have mostly mountains surrounding us, so that's where I plan to house all the Dondorians at. And here we have the territory that I think the Cretonians will be super happy with. I have no clue how this will play out. It's my first attempt in general in this game to host two species together in a city and work around that. But once I saw this map, I was intrigued to try that thing, because I really feel like this could be a fun thing. So I've assessed this area already quite decently. We're going to talk about the details about that when they get interesting. We're playing in a area here. So our area is called Karkan, and tax-wise we will be able to get ourselves later down the road. We can import stone, which is a pretty good thing because stone is not that common in our area. Siphalon and gems we can get ourselves, or we have large deposits from that ourselves as well. The only thing I'm really sad about is that we can't import mushrooms, but my plan is to import lots of stone and see what we can do beyond that. The mushrooms were one thing where I was like, okay, you can't have everything, and I'm personally not that much of a power gamer in that regard. It's only sad because the Dondorians love mushrooms and we can't make them here, but it's one factor of many that we can't fulfill. I don't think that this will be too much of an issue. So, starting out here, I picked up the throne directly into the center, so we got a lot of area that we can build at. Over here is a large deposit of ore. We're going to use that later down the road. And there's lots of little stone deposits interspecked here. And there's a lot of wild produce growing here. So we are going to be in a very, very easy early time here. So let's get finally started and stop talking, shall we? So the first thing I want to do is we want to harvest wild animals, because our people here, they are vegetarians. So hunters are not an option. So we're going to set up as much wild picking as possible. I'm skipping on the grain because grain is worthless without processing, so not interested. But the veg and the stuff, we're going to pick that up. We're going to transmute that into farms, but let's see how the situation proceeds. I think I'm going to pick up as many of those areas around my city or starting point as possible. We can cancel them later after all, and I don't want to have my people starving early on. That would be tragic, wouldn't it? So we got that. Let's check out how the fertility is going. I mean, I chose this area because it is a very, very fertile area. So the overall fertility score was 80-ish% or something like that. And looking at this area, it's hard to find anywhere where it's not fertile. So even down here you have so much fertile soil. So there's only a few patches here where we're supposedly not going to do agriculture. It's pretty much everything around our throne starting area, and after that, well, the forests happen to have not the best fertility. The stuff and the vicinity of the mountains, well, that's pretty decent. So I say our first agricultural expanse will be into this direction. We're going to grow with our village or into this direction, and let's see where we go from there. I don't want to overplan my beginning, but I also don't want to have no plan, because, you know, no plan is a bad thing. So let's start out with a bit of farming here, because we want to have sustainability after all. So we're going to put up, well, let's do 15 and 15. 3.5 farmers? Nah. Let's try 20 on 20. 6.25 farmers. Yeah, that's okay, I'd say. One for fruit, one for veg. We're going to need those. Usually I would... If this wouldn't be a vegetarian society, I would just smack up a hunter and let it be like that, but, you know, we're a vegetarian society, so we're going to have to invest a lot of our early stuff into food production. So, one thing that's really fun about the Cretonians is they have a need called roundness. That's one that, roundness and squareness. I've already checked. The Dondorians have a slight favor for squareness, but they don't mind roundness at all. So we're not conflicting there. So, well, there's not a single race that prefers squareness for real. I'm disappointed. I hope that'll change at some point, but this means our our city will be composed out of round rooms as much as I can. This means that building larger rooms is much more of a challenge, but I haven't ever tried out building round rooms, so that's I wanted to pick up some things that are new to me, so to make sure that it's going to be fun and not too repetitional here. So let's check out the services. We're going to put up a well, of course, and let's put up a hearth. A well and a hearth. Let's start out with the basics. Stuff that doesn't even cost me much, you know. But still does make people happy, because we need more people. So a well and hearth. And a warehouse, of course. Always come up with a warehouse. So let's see. If I remember correctly, wasn't there... Here. Yeah. You can shape the... No, that's brush. Ellipse. Hollow, rectangle, line. So yeah, that's helpful. That's very, very helpful. So the fun part about this race is that you make your city attractive by making things round. I dig that. I really love what the dev does with this game. Alright, so... meh. How about that? Still, dang. Okay then, how about that? Huh. Not too symmetric looking, but we have a weak spot then there. Meh. It's only 2.7%. But it bothers me. But whatever. Ha. Huh. But that ain't symmetric either. So I need to shape another room. Forgive me guys, but sometimes things like that are more important than other times. So. Shaping round rooms is quite a challenge, I gotta say. Okay, but we'll keep that issue with the pillars, but let's solve it like that. That at least doesn't look like crap. So... nobody can say that this is a very practical approach, huh? Okay, let's not overdo it. We ain't got that much material. Okay, so the round... we also got a round brush now. Fine. Let's fast forward that a bit. Okay. We got the first farm already set up. I mean, the downside of that type of farming is that you always get your returns with a pretty nasty delay. Because in the first year, your farms are pretty useless all in all. Maybe this one might give some low yields, but I highly doubt it. Because your people most of the time take that long to get the stuff done that it doesn't really help. So, we got our first warehouse with a couple of crates. So, let's put up some of that, and veg, fruit. What do I have beyond that? I got some livestock. We should definitely build a pasture. It would be a waste. You know what? Since the fertility back here is that horrible, we're going to have some animals here. I'm not going to make that mistake again to waste that opportunity. So we're going to hold onks for the cotton, and mostly we're going to have them later for later use. Because let's see. Probably they are also happy if the fields and the pastures are also around. Really got to try that out. Okay, so... ooh, that's not large enough. I got 27 livestock here. Okay. What a nice starting budget. So 46 livestock. Brilliant. The only downside there is that area is too thin at places. Expanded the area to at least 3 on 3. I think I know what it's moping about. Okay. So let's see how the roundness need is not at all so far, but maybe it takes a little bit more than that effort we've put up so far. So let's have a handful of workers here for the warehouse as well, so the goods get transported in there. So I can finally see how much food we actually got. But we should be fine. I've issued so much work there. I mean, at the end of the day, every piece of meat we got, right now we ain't got any Dondorians to favor that, but later we will have a part of the population that actually loves this kind of food, and on the other hand, we can export it. You know, we need some export goods after all, and the fact that my culture doesn't touch that stuff at all, that's not necessarily anything I should be too worried about, you know? I merely don't put up hunters because I feel like that's roleplay-wise a pretty wacky sentiment. or decision, or however you want to call it. Okay, so let's see. I bet we are still lacking the most basic of services, so can we build up dormitories already? We still need lots of other basic services, so let's see. So we got the well, we can't put up an eatery, we can't put up the dormitory. Wonderful. But we haven't even finished the pasture yet. Dang. Why, my minions? So we got enough food for a lot of days. That's a good need. That's a good thing. Yeah, the odd jobbers are working a lot on the on harvesting the wild veggies that I ordered them to do so. So what we're going to do here, we're just going to minimize the workload here. Just one dude taking care of the fact that I don't want my livestock to go bad. That's all. We don't need more than that. So way more important now is that we're coming up with the most basic of our needs. So let's whip up the dormitory. I just wanted to make sure that there's not going to go anything bad here, you know? So let's put up a small sleeping room here. So there we go. So we're going to put that thing here up. Just had a little intrusion of the family looking for stuff in my work area. So we're going to put up a bedroom like that, maybe. I like that. There we go. So let's see how round that is. We're well oversupplied with wood. That's a good thing. And therefore, well, let's see. We gotta work on that. I'm very tempted to just right away export some of that stuff. But one thing at a time. I want to bring up the most basic things for the citizens first, and then we're going to talk about trade. So, yeah, whatever. We're going to make this like that. So, let's whip up another thing here right next door. So, I like the 10 on 10. Hey, I got it. It's just so freaking hard to put them on the same side as, or at the same height as other buildings there. Okay. Let's put that up. And look at that. First, people want to come to our city. So, the Dondorians, they dislike immigrants. That's one thing that we gotta take care of in the long run as well. I don't know how hard they dislike it. Maybe they have a harder disdain for that than other species. I really gotta keep an eye on that. Because, you know, you don't want to have too much unhappiness. Okay, so we got these things. Let's bring up some more people. The happiness takes a heavy dent for immigrants. Oh my goodness. So they sure don't like new faces here around too much. It's gonna be a hard thing. So I see already a lot of degradation happening here. So janitors also necessary. Okay. Not sure if I really want to have the 3 employees here, but on the other hand, rather have them invested right away so I can't forget them later. I mean, the good thing about the whole issue with the happiness bump because of immigrants is this is something which will wear off over time. And as long as the other things in the city are great, people will not mutter too much about that. So we got now the janitorial service. I'll leave that for now on auto employ, and let's see how well that'll work out for us. Okay, so far so good. We need a spot to bury people at too, so let's pick that place here. You know, the basics. The utmost basics. So can I expand that like this? Does that work? This game's crazy. So it can't construct the rooms while there's just one of these little blips there. I have no clue. So, but they are appealed with all the roundness we're putting up. Too bad that obviously the janitor was not round enough for their taste. So our culture does like roads as well. So how about using some? And let's whip up more people. Come on. Don't be shy and ignore those people giving you a bad eye there, only because you're new. So the dirt road needs to be in a. We need to change brushes here a bit. I noticed that lately that I wasn't able to brush doors. That confused me for a second. Maybe some of you have noticed that. I was looking like an idiot at the dormitory for a moment. That's because I was not realizing that bringing up doors obviously isn't as easy with the round brush. For whatever reason that is. I don't care. So, bring up some roads if it makes people happy. It's one of the most wonderful things. Dirt roads, they only create some work for your odd jobbers. No costs whatsoever, except for maintenance, and they provide happiness. That's such a cool thing. The happy road. The road to happiness. You can call it however you want to. So let's dig some canals. So our fields have some irrigation there. People can use that for skinny dipping as well if they want to. There we go. Bam. Irrigation. And more people want to visit our glorious town and live there. Good stuff. So, we got a nice start so far. Let's see, what is our city lacking? We got a lot of fulfillment by now via environment, but so let's check out services. We got pretty good fulfillment there on these. We ain't got lavatories, but if I remember correctly, now's the time to whip up and come up with whip up research, isn't it? Because I think lavatories need research. Yeah. Can't do anything without research now. Okay. It's been a quick start. I've learned well. So, where are we going to put up the first library? We got the eatery here. We got the dormitory here. So, let's put up a small library over here. Why not? So, 14 on 14, I like that. Due to this weird roundness fetish of these fellas, the city will stay quite irregular, and I like it. Like, the rooms will come as they fit, and therefore they're not going to be that that optimized, you know. And this whole city will look way more organic than the ones I'm building usually, which is quite fitting to the species. And I have to give up on the notion that I want to have any symmetry based on the center, otherwise I will go nuts. So I also realized that I've forgotten a industry to get started with. So we're going to need furniture. So let's put that thing here on pause. Suspend job. Whoop. So we're going to put that up later. It's just silly old me being derpy. And let's put up some carpenter over here. So first industry emerges. Wonderful. We got some of that, and oh well. Gotta say. Here, let's make it like that. I'm not down for half measures here. We're living in a dense foresty area, and therefore, you know, bringing up more wood for our construction is never an issue. So we can just chill out with our workbenches like that. Can we bring up 2 like that? Ah, beautiful. So 5 employees, and this is expandable later. Just like that. I just don't want to have any buildings anymore that are... Oops. That are too small here. Okay, we're going to need some stone for that, but that ain't an issue at all. Go forth, my Dondorians. Cretonians. Dondorians come later, so the suspended job here is waiting for us, happily. And we got enough creating space for that as well. Beautiful. Okay, it's, well, room's growing a little bit shorter here, but that's okay. 2 more people. We need them. So, I mean... They are, at this point, already fed up with the immigration so hard that I can't pick up more people without taking any dent into the happiness anymore, because they're like, come on, there's new people every day anywhere. So, why even bother anymore? But the whole situation is so good for them that they don't feel like being unhappy at all. This will not last, but it's a fine start, isn't it? So, we got the carpentry. 5 people working on furniture ain't much, sadly. I would love to say that we now got a lot of workforce, but we haven't got a lot of workforce there. It's gonna be just enough to make sure that our library will come together in time. 63 pieces of furniture are quite a lot, though, to do. But oh well. This'll give us some time to recuperate from the hate of all those immigrants here. So why is the happiness taking such a big dent here? What's happening? The services are not sufficient anymore. You really gotta be careful with things like these. So, we need more beds. I think that's the most important thing. But after all, it ain't that horrible. I really don't quite get it. Why we took that much of a blow right now. Must be just the accumulated effect of these. Well, whatever. We're going to bring up another dormitory. At the early game, it's always better to have like 2 of these or 3 of these. And, well, So, here, work fulfillment has dropped. I think this is because they hate the furniture job. Let me check. So this is, so rooms they dislike. Carpenters. So we gotta be careful with these jobs. So carpenters, jewelers, masonries, paper makers, but, well, it is as it is, my friends. You gotta live through that, and we have to sit through the paper making process as well, my dearies. I mean, we could start importing that, but I highly disagree. I'll rather try to bring up the happiness rates somehow differently. As you see here, bringing up another unit of housing really really changed something. So eating services, like I thought, we should be fine with that. I don't think we need another well. I think we just have not enough sleeping room for all the people that are living here right now. So, well, this is gonna take a while. Due to the fact that my people hate their job, they're also working quite crappy at it. So, well, I gotta say, I'm extremely tempted. Yeah, let's do this. Let's buy the furniture we need, by all means. That doesn't mean that I will shut down my carpenter, but it will speed up the process, and we're going to need that stuff anyways in the long run. So what we're going to do next is we're going to put up our first export thingy there. And then it's sadly already time to end today's episode. Time flies when you're having fun, and we got a nice start here. So let's finish up the export station, and let's see. I'm not entirely sure what we're going to export here, but I think I'm going to have a bit of a pondering about that in the between this and the next episode. So, roundness has been achieved, my dear friends. I am so happy that this is finally going on. I hope you're enjoying it as well. So drop me your comments down below. Let me know what you're thinking about the new series. Leave me a thumbs up if you enjoy, and of course consider subscribing. There's daily content coming up, and already hundreds of episodes of different similar games. And also in the description box there's my Discord channel if you might want to say hi and have a chat with like-minded gamers and me. And also Twitch, I stream a lot, so you might want to check that out too. And the other links, well, I can only say I love being supported. I don't mind if you don't. I thank you so much for watching until this very spot. Your time means a lot to me. Have a good one, and I hope you're going to tune in on the next episode as well, when we're going to have more fun with those Cretonians. See you there.